Boom! I am level 2 and I have not even stopped rolling yet. Look at all those nodes. Alright, so, escape pods crashed. How's it going, space cowgirls and cowboys? This is Zero with Fail, First Ascent into Legend. This is going to be a gaming YouTube Let's Play channel. Might cover some other stuff. We're just going to take it day by day and see how it goes. This is going to be the first part in a multi-part Let's Play series for Empyrion Galactic Survival. It is an open world space survival adventure which you can fly across space and land on planets, build, explore, fight, and survive in a hostile galaxy full of hidden dangers. It's, you know, space planet exploration, spaceships and laser guns and, you know, all that other stuff. And yes, I read most of that off, except for that last little rambling part, off of their main website, because I'm, you know, just that original and creative. So we're going to create a new game here. We're going to not use this name because that was the name of one of my Creative World games where I was just making blueprints. We'll get into that another time. We'll call this YouTube Let's Play. Tutorial. Will that fit there? Yeah, there we go. So, we'll just give it a random... Yeah, that works. Just a random game seed. This game seed basically is going to be determined how the world's generated, where nodes are, bases, what types of, you know, nodes, and randomly, relatively procedurally generated universe that you're starting off with here. You can choose survival or creative. I'm not doing creative, so do it random again. There are 2 planets you can start on. For the sake of this being a tutorial, I kind of want to do this on Omicron because it's a little bit more hardcore, but the planet's much more hostile, and I don't know how good of a tutorial this is going to be if you see me, you know, running around chasing and doing crazy stuff because I'm getting assaulted constantly. So, not that you get assaulted constantly on Omicron, but the main difficulty is there's no oxygen. You cannot breathe the atmosphere. So, since this is going to be a Let's Play for newer players, we're going to start on Akua. This is, if you've never played this game before, this is a good planet to start off on because you don't have to worry immediately about oxygen right off the bat. You can see the average temperature, 23 degrees Celsius. Gravity amounts to 0.84 Gs. That's 84%, I think, of Earth's gravity. I think it's 1 G is Earth's gravity. It's a temperate planet with vast oceans, volcanic islands, and large continents with mountain ranges. You'll see, it's pretty Waterworld-ish. But it's closest to what Earth is. So, we're going to start here. And we're just going to show you how the game starts off. Now, I think there's a storyline behind it, something about, I think, Empyrion fleet or vessel or something, and finding alien technology on some planet or something. I heard it. I don't know it off the top of my head. But basically, some bad happens, spaceship blows up, and you escape pod crash land on a planet. So, look at that. I found a couple. Ooh, iron. That is a good start right there. Boom! I am level 2 and I have not even stopped rolling yet. Look at all those nodes. Alright, so, escape pods crashed. First thing you want to do, grab all of your stuff. I did a previous video on this where I was trying to, you know, get it up, and I forgot to actually grab the filler and flattener tool. The stuff in here will vanish after a while. So you're going to want to get it out of here so you don't lose it. I'm just going to appease my OCD here and move some of this stuff around, put some stuff on my inventory bar, etc., etc. Like, all of these are kind of unimportant. Well, they're important, but they're, at the moment, unimportant. So for the sake of my sanity, we're going to move all of the things we're going to use. We're kind of keeping all of the stuff I'm just going to wind up dumping in the crafting container at the top of the list. Don't ask me why. This is like completely opposite from how I normally do it. But all this stuff here is going to be for, you know, survival, early starting stuff. See, there goes the escape pod while I was busy rambling. So you start off with a pistol. First thing you want to do, use the short key here to take your helmet off. Now, I'm going to go by the assumption that, you know, since you're here and you're looking at a space survival or exploration game or gaming channel, or that you exist in the world today, that you know WASD, space, shift is usually the run key, left mouse button shoots, right mouse button zooms. This gun doesn't have a zoom, but, you know, spacebar jumps, etc., etc. So I'm gonna gloss over that. I already did, but first thing you want to do is you want to start looking for things like this. This is alien plasma. It will be used later. There's health kits, and both health kits, the small and the large ones, both require. Let's pick these up. That's poor man's health kit. They both require alien plasma, and alien plasma on this planet shows up in two forms: in that weird tumor-looking thing that I just harvested, and in these weird tentacle-looking plants, which I'm sure you'll see at some point. They're all over the place. Now, I'm picking these pixie stalk bundles up because I need a couple just to start off with. They're cheap health kits. It's better than using an actual health kit. So we're just, and you can kind of hold on to them until they spoil, because spoiled food is used. We'll go over that later too. Now, you see me looting random things. I'm getting these cave beans. I'm picking up, this is sugarcane. It kind of looks more like a cattail to me, but, you know, whatever. These are the tentacle trees, by the way, you saw me grabbing. This is aloe vera. This is also used for big health kits, but being that everything perishes in this game, as I was mentioning the spoiled food before, you don't want to pick up important things that are going to expire. Like, I could right now start shooting. This is non-hostile, even though this thing kind of looks like it should be like alien predator-ish, kind of StarCrafty looking. Look, it has like this toothy vagina face, kind of. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on alien planets, vaginas have teeth in more than a metaphorical sense, as you know, as they do on Earth. So we are heading. I want to go probably as close to that iron deposit as I can get without being completely ridiculous about it. Now, the other video I was mentioning before, I kind of mentioned it in passing. I decided, in all of my infinite wisdom, to put my base down between 2 points of interest. Now, I wasn't really close to either point of interest, but when you're near a point of interest, the drones tend to patrol. So that resulted in some very well, interesting footage. It was actually pretty good footage, but I didn't really have much of a plan. It wasn't very tutorial-ish, so this is actually, honestly, my second go at it. I just decided that the first set of videos was meh. I got, like, you know, 2 or 3 videos in. Now I'm going to keep the videos relatively short here, by the way. I don't want to post up a 4-hour tutorial. No one is going to watch it, obviously. So this is just like the opening intro. You can see good graphics, you know. You see that I have my weapon put away. You can swim in this game, as you can see here. But you cannot swim with your weapon out. Like, if I take my pistol out, I sink to the floor. So, you have a jetpack. The default key binding for that is J. But, yeah, third-person view is terrible. It's just neat that you have it. But I like using it to traverse quickly. There's kind of a trick where when you actually have... I'm out of stamina. You can hear my character about to have a heart attack here. I think my character's fat, kind of like, you know, me in real life. Does, you know, 10 seconds worth of work and gets winded. Yeah, it's all that gaming marathon. No, I'm kidding. It's sitting behind a desk all day at work and then coming home and sitting behind a desk some more. But, yeah. Where was I? Anyway, this is going to be a good place to start. I think since the iron deposit is really close, it's not a huge iron deposit, but we desperately need iron. You will see very quickly in this game, you are going to go through a crap ton of iron and wonder where it all went. So this is a flatter place. I don't like how close I am to the... I wanted to build it right there, but with how close I am, I'm worried I'm going to dig right underneath this thing and then not be able to get to it. So, and that would be bad. So we're gonna go here, plop down the survival constructor. Now this survival constructor is a pretty cool little toy actually. It comes with some base recipes. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, but I mean nothing too over the top. But it's like required to start the game. Like if you actually lose everything, you can actually respawn, and they give you a survival constructor. Because I mean, without that, you can't even start a base, really. So, but it's, you know, very futuristic, so it's not entirely surprising they went that route. So we have the survival constructor down. The first thing I want to do is I want to make a base. So I want to start by making metal plates. We're going to need a bunch of them. So I'm going to pop in 10 of these. This is going to use probably about 50 ingots and give me like 100 metal plates. I probably don't need to go that route, actually. I need significantly less plates than that. Oh, that was bad. I wasted iron. 5 would have been enough. By the way, if you have a recipe and it's partway through crafting and you want to cancel it, just be prepared. If it's already in the middle of crafting, you're going to lose it. So try not to ever cancel a recipe in the beginning of the queue here, because you just lose the materials. It's in pre-alpha, so it's not entirely surprising. There's little weird quirks like that, but that's one of the less favorable ones. So we have all of our stuff. We have our survival constructor down. You make components, as you've seen on this. You can, you know, make ingots and stuff like that, but all of these other little components are used to make everything else. So you use these to make larger things, like the large constructor, the core, etc., etc. But in order to start a base, I need this base starter. To make the base starter, I need the core, which you start with 1, and 8 hull blocks. You start with none. So that's what was me trying to make metal plates, because you need those to make hull blocks and so on and so forth. There's build trees in the game, if that's not already obvious. But once this block is built, I can put it down and start my base. Now, a couple of things I'm going to want to do pretty early on. I'm probably going to wind up queuing up just a whole bunch of stuff and then going to mine a little bit. I got lucky. Like, normally you don't start on top of an iron deposit. That was rare. That was very, very rare. While I'm doing this, I'm going to go over here and just... Yeah, that's probably way more than I'm actually going to get, but I need lots of metal plates. I'm going to need a whole bunch of metal plates. I need to find a good place to put this. You know what, maybe I should. I hate this tool, and I never use it because I hate it. But maybe I should. But left is flattened. There we go, right is flat. So I always start off with these things, and I never ever use them. Mostly because I hate them, but I never use them. Let's see, can I put this down? It is not flat enough. See, this is a filler and flattener tool. It allows you to fill and flatten. So what I'm doing right now is filling a little bit. You use gravel to make this, so I guess that's the rationale behind being able to, you know, create matter out of nothing or whatever they're doing here. Alright, so I've got a spot to put a base down. Sweet. Let's start here. Boom! I have my base down. Now, it doesn't do anything right now. You just have a core and some blocks. So in order to actually do something, I need to go here and craft a whole bunch of other things. Now this is just not enough to make anything. So we're going to make 10 of these and then pop in, I think, 50, if I did the math right. Each of these outputs 10. You'll note, by the way, each of these recipes has the required input items and the output count. So it takes 5 iron ingots to make 10 metal plates. So each single ingot translates to about 2 metal plates. Those 2 metal plates are then again required to make a whole block. So basically it's 1 ingot per whole block. I think, if I did the math right. Lord knows. So, this game's kind of cool. You can place blocks one at a time, right? Just like, you know, all the Minecraft 7 Days to Die type of stuff. Or you can do this and place a bunch at once, which is really, really nice because it speeds up base building and craft building and pretty much anything that you do in the game as far as construction is sped up by the fact that you don't have to just plop, plop, plop one at a time. So, since we are probably going to wait quite some time for that stuff to finish, let's start by putting down, this is probably going to be a good place to do this too. Oh, it's at a diagonal angle and there's no way, is there? Nope, 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 no way. No way. Absolutely no way. Huh, good enough. Alright. So, free time. This is mining. You see this node here? I have 24 meters or whatever. So that's basically how far away it is. It's under the ground. So we have this drill here. Has 2 functions. The right click is weak drill, and I think it's the same speed as the left I read somewhere, but it's more for like flattening and doing like edging and stuff like that. It's more of a delicate touch. You can actually do both at the same time and drill really quick, but it burns through your charges. I'm impatient, and this is a let's play, and honestly, if it wasn't, I would be using both. I would recommend you use both too, but you know, I'm sure the argument could be made against it. I don't know. I just want some more. So we're going in here, and I mean, this thing has some range on it. I don't need to be anywhere near as close as I am. It's just, you know, force of habit from playing every other survival crafting game I've ever played. I'm not used to having a drill gun. It's actually kind of cool. Because I had this in 7 Days to Die, man. And that, I think, is part of the problem with the right click of it. It's, see how the edges are kind of like warping in? I think it thinks I'm trying to like make a shape or something, and it's trying to conform instead of just breaking stuff. But like I said, it's got the advantage of being way faster, so I'm gonna do it anyway, even if it's a little annoying. So we have a big hole here. All these little nuggets on the ground, that's iron. This is the stuff that we're going to need an abundance of to build our first base. Now there's obviously way more to do in this game than just, you know, mine, which is amazing. And there's way more to do in this game than just build, which is also amazing. I think honestly this game's kind of a good mix for all of those types of people. I mean, if mining is your thing and you just like digging into the earth and making holes, I've seen some people who really do that. They get in like Minecraft or 7 Days to Die, and they just make these like giant underground systems. I mean, you know, if that's your thing, that's cool. Do that. That's fine. It's not really my thing, but I'm not going to argue. I've also seen people, like I have a friend who has a server that you're probably going to see some of the multiplayer videos on. His name's a buddy of mine by the name Zephyr. He's got his own little channel, some videos on it. Yeah, check him out if you're bored. But yeah, he loves to build. Every single time we get on one of these games, he has these big, elaborate, overly complicated, grandiose builds, and that is awesome because that makes him happy. To me, I need to blow things up. I need to shoot things. I need to hunt things. Like, I like scavenging. I like building, but I'm not into it like him. That dude can spend like 12 hours on a build and do nothing but build. Like, I cannot do that. That would drive me up a wall. Now, you actually have to pick this stuff up. It's not like some, you know, magic. You just hold the, you know, action button and it just floats into your inventory. By the way, the action button in this game is default keybound to T. I had actually changed it at one point to E because I'm just used to that in other games, but unfortunately E is used with Q to roll your ship when you're flying with it. So that becomes extremely inconvenient. So I've got it back to T and I'm just learning to cope right now. But yeah, we're gonna sit here until it gets dark pretty much. Or, probably until this drill clip runs out. I don't want to use my last drill clip. Lord knows when I'm going to get stuck in a hole, and don't ever use your last drill clip, whatever you do. And keep in mind that when you reload this thing, I think it's a relatively new function that it has charges or something like that. But when you reload, it reloads the whole clip. So if you use like 2 drill charges and then hit R, like I tend to kind of just randomly reload weapons. Like anytime I have recently used it and I'm not firing it or going to be firing it in the next few seconds, I hit R. It's force of habit. I've wasted so many drill charges like that. So I'm trying to remember not to do that because, that would suck, especially this early in the game when I really don't have anything to make more. So I think I saw, there it is. There is a point of interest up there. Now I'm not sure if that's a Titan. If that's a Titan, I can approach it. But if it's not, I don't think I'm going to bother it because, yeah, the bases in this game can be a little unforgiving in early levels. Like they will seriously wipe you out pretty quickly if you're not careful. Let's see. I think 42 uses 5 ore, so 42 times 5 is 210. So that should use all of mine. Crush stones is also important, but really not so much right now. We're just going to kind of put that in there, and that's going to be fine like that for now. We're going to move all this stuff down so it's not in the way. So, okay, so we've picked up some stuff. I've got some extra pixie stock bundles. As you can see, the perish timer is slowly going down. I think they start off with like 29 minutes. They're down to 19 now, so. I am worried about making too many iron plates. You know what? Let's just keep it with 20. Oops. Well, that's not going to make a difference. It's just going to fail when it gets to the point where it can't make any more. So we're going to make 100 of these because we're going to need a buttload of them. Like even if I have too many for the base, more than I need for the base, we're going to need even more when it comes to making the hover vessel, which is going to be an integral part of getting started here. Now, this video's gone a little long. You've seen like just the basic, oh, this is how to mine, this is how to put a base down. And you've listened to me ramble for a little bit, and for having the patience to do that, I thank you. But I think we're going to call this one a video. We will pick this back up in, I guess, what's going to be episode 2. And until then, stay frosty, Space Cowboys and Space Cowgirls.